Whoa, what's going on, everybody? This is Kingdom Fire presents The Forge, and today we got a good one. I wanted to get into some foundational teachings and just unpack today. A lot of times people talk about understanding, you know, fundamentals, and they really don't have a really good grasp of what's going on. And without the foundational truths, it's really hard to get into the deeper things. So today I chose faith because I feel like that's a central pillar within the Christian faith. So I'm not really into a lot of filler, so I'm gonna just get right into it. I started off with the dictionary. I dove into the dictionary. I got three pretty good definitions that I feel like could bring this together, and then I'm going to go straight to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and I'll read that for you. So, without further ado, the dictionary says, I have three definitions, like I said. The first one says confident or unquestioning belief in the truth, value, or trustworthiness of a person, idea, or thing. Confident or unquestioning belief in the truth, value, or trustworthiness of a person, idea, or thing. Number two, absolute certainty in the trustworthiness of another, also reliance. Number three, strong, unshakable belief in something, especially without proof or evidence. That's big right there. That without proof or evidence. What sticks out to me is that confident or unquestioning belief, and then that without proof or evidence, and then strong or unshakable. So I'm gonna leave those there for a second. Let's go into Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. I got two versions. The first version is the KJV. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, the NLT version, I like to use that from time to time because the New Living Translation, what it does is it changes the verbiage up, and sometimes it helps me see things a little clearer. So I also have the same verse, Hebrews 11 and verse 1. Faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. I'm going to read that again. Faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. Now, I like these. I like. I'm not gonna lie to you. The NLT for me, I felt like gave me more of a dictionary definition. Because if we saw in the dictionary definition, confident or unquestioning belief, and then it talked about reliance or trustworthiness, and then strong or unshakable belief in something without evidence or proof. So essentially, what we're summing up is faith is not necessarily a tangible system. Like, we're not going to go, okay, I see this, this, and this, so now I believe. This is, you have to have confidence in what's not seen and be unshakable in order to say, okay, I trust what's going on. I believe, even though my mind is telling me to believe, but the empirical evidence is not necessarily that. That's good. Sometimes you need to be confident in what you cannot see without proof. That's hard to do. Let me ask you this. Can you be confident in something that you cannot see? For those who like scientific matters, without empirical evidence, are you able to believe in something and have confidence and trust in something that you don't have evidence for without having a tangible object or a tangible medium of things to really lock into, will you still have the ability um, to have confidence or trust in it, even when you can't see it? So I like to break things a little bit further. I went into the Greek, and there's this word called pistis or pithio. Pitho. I'm not Greek. I'm from Baltimore. My fault if I pronounce these words wrong. But the Greek word is 4102. So G 4102 is persuade or be persuaded. So properly, like persuasion, come to trust, faith, belief, trust. So persuasion. Are you persuaded in the thing that you cannot see? Have you come to trust or believe in something that is not physically available? Sometimes this is probably a crude example, but I think about oxygen. Oxygen is one of those things that I can't really see, but I know it's there because I'm simply breathing. My nose is designed to inhale, my mouth is designed to exhale, and because I was able to uh, continue talking, I know without a shadow of a doubt there's something called air and oxygen because I breathe. So even though the evidence for me without any apparatuses or scientific data, I'm able to believe because even in my own being, I've accessed something that's not readily visible. And then, okay, so I also, not only did I do the Greek word that helps to create the word faith, but I found in the Hebrew H529, which is like iman, which means faithful or truth. So it's like established is what that means, i.e., or figuratively trusty, and then trustworthiness or faithful. So I wanted to simplify this and just say confidence and trust often without the need for proof to believe, right? Absolute confidence and trust without the need for proof to believe. So why is faith so important? You know that in the Bible it says that, without faith it's impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So that's also in Hebrews, that's 11:6. And faith can basically influence one's attitude, behaviors, and decisions. So essentially, what you believe affects how you operate. What you believe affects how you operate. If you don't, let me say it this way: there are people who do not believe in God and they do not receive the benefits of knowing the Creator. So because you don't believe, and you, let's say, well, without empirical evidence, I am an atheist. So when it comes to access to the spiritual realm, that person is shut out. Essentially, you can't communicate with God because you lack the essential ingredients to connect to him. So think about like a cell phone with no service. You got the physical device, to a degree, but you can't connect. You're not able to connect because you don't have a data plan. And so the spiritual realm is like that. If you don't believe in the supernatural, you're not going to tap into the spiritual realm. And a lot of times people, they break out the Bible, blow the dust off their great grandparents' Bible and say, I read it before and I ain't get nothing from it. You don't believe. You don't have the access. You spiritually speaking, you don't have the access. It's like, unbelievers see the gospel as foolishness. Like, think about it. Read 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 18. Put that in your notes. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God. They don't believe. And then 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. You're not tapped into your spirit, so you're unable to really lock in on what's being done in the spiritual realm, because you can't see the spirit. It's like encryption. When you have to take your work home, they either give you an email address that's behind multiple walls. Like, you have to put in your password. Then there's a system that generates a password specifically for today's date that gives me only the information for that particular moment, so that I can go in and install these facts, these figures, blah, blah, blah. But without that password, I couldn't even access the software they gave me. I had to put those in. I had to put the password in. Then I had to put the company that I was working at for that day. So I couldn't go from this hospital to this hospital. So I liken faith like that too. Without faith, you can't even tap into anything as a resource, because you're not a believer. So faith is the fundamental thing between you and God. And so here's an example. In the book of Matthew, it's chapter 13, verse 10 through 17. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. So the bottom line is, faith is essential to begin a relationship with Jesus. And without faith, you cannot be a believer. And as a byproduct of disbelief, it makes you an unbeliever. Unbelievers cannot tap into the things of God, nor receive the free gift of salvation. So I just want to put that here today. So faith is unshakable belief in God, even though a lot of things within this particular realm are unseeable in terms of physical proof. Now we have documented proof, but you're not going to often see, all right, well, if God is real, and then making thunder right now. And it's funny because a lot of times with unbelievers, because God is so gracious and merciful that he will reveal himself from time to time. There's tons of stories of people who sincerely was like, okay, I'm in a place of indecision. I need to see something from God. So God decided to reveal himself to a degree. Or they saw something supernatural happen. Or God revealed himself in a dream or in a trance. And they became believers because they have some kind of experience that led them to God. But I wanted you to get an understanding that without faith, you can't tap in. Everything is behind the wall. You can't see it. There's a veil that blocks you from being able to understand and know the supernatural, the spiritual realm. And without God, you ain't gonna make it. And unfortunately, those who do not believe will perish. They won't receive everlasting life. But I'm not gonna beat this over your head over and over and over again. I think you get it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And sometimes you just gotta step out there on faith, and stepping out there on faith is the only way that you will receive a relationship with Jesus Christ. So, anywho, this was Kingdom Fire presents The Forge, and if you like where I'm going in the direction of this channel, like and subscribe. Leave me some comments, some feedback. Let me know any topics, questions, comments, or concerns. Just hit me. I'm around. Peace.